Physician, heal thyself. Night of the Doctor. God, I love this short so much. This is seriously one of my favorite pieces of Doctor Who. It's not even 7 minutes long. But it's Paul McGann just owning this part so well. I mean, it's great that he's had Big Finish for a long time since he originally played the part in the made-for-TV movie to really perfect how he does this. But to get to see him play it is just wonderful. And I love the misdirect right at the start of this thing where, you know, this, first of all, let's be honest, because people are going to point out in the comments, this video is longer than the thing you're reviewing. Yes, it will be. I'm going to gush. So, you've got him, you know, I'm a doctor, but probably not the one you're expecting. Like, what a great misdirect. His name right there, right at the top of the credits. Oh, it's so good. And I love his attitude. He doesn't miss a beat. It's all just so great. Him meeting somebody for the first time. You know, where's the rest of the crew? I teleported them off. Whoa, welcome aboard. And where are we going? Back to the ship. Why? Because the front crashes first. Think it through. He's so quick. And he's just rapid fire all this stuff. I really like that about McGann's Doctor. He is very quick with his responses to most things. And I also really like that he stays true to his word. Because when Cass realizes he's a Time Lord, and she refuses to go with him because she's someone who knows about the Time War, and she considers the Time Lords to be just as bad as the Daleks, she refuses to go with him. He says he's not leaving this ship without her. And that's true. He stays on as it crashes, and he dies. He didn't have to do that. But that's who the Eighth Doctor was. He was going to keep trying to talk her into coming out to the TARDIS right up to the point that it killed him. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. And then you've got the Sisters of Karn, and you've got the weight that comes with that, because they know what needs to happen, and the Doctor knows, but he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to admit to it. He doesn't want to take this step. He has been fighting for so long to not have to do this. Plus, it's got one of my all-time favorite lines from the Doctor. 4 minutes? Well, that's ages. What if I get bored and need a television, a couple of books? Anyone for chess? Bring me knitting. Right up to the... Well, past the end. He's already died at that point, and he's still cracking wise. Paul McGann is so good in this part. I mean, there was a reason that even before the casting of Jodie Whittaker caused half the fandom to lose its damn mind, well before that even happened, there were people going, hey, any chance we could get a spinoff with the Eighth Doctor? Any chance for just like a single series, something? We want to see more of him in this part. And I'm not going to say that I wish the BBC had done that, because I think you create a situation doing that where Doctor Who is effectively competing with itself, and I don't think that's healthy for the franchise. But I get why there are people who then and now say, this is what we want. I get it, because he's so good. And for people who don't listen to Big Finish, there's a good chance that this is going to be their only experience of the Eighth Doctor. And if this is going to be it for you, this is still a really solid representation of who he is, what he's about, why he is great. And so many little details, like right down to the end where he's got this thing that's going to trigger his regeneration and make him the warrior that he's afraid to be, and he's been fighting so hard to not be, and he asks, will it hurt? And the woman tells him yes, and he says, good. Because he doesn't want this to be easy. He wants this to hurt. He wants this to go badly. He wants to be punished preemptively for what he's going to do. So many great things about this. That said, I did pay particular attention watching it this time, and I thought, before rewatching it for, God, I don't know, like the 20th time, that I was going to come in here and go like, and I have no criticisms whatsoever to make. And that's not true. I've actually got one. It's the camera work. Particularly in the back and forth between him and the Sisters of Karn, because holy crap is it shaky. Like, it's really bad. And part of why it's so noticeable, the camera's shaky at the front end on the ship, but that ship's crashing. It's fine that the camera won't stay still. But these are shot, reverse shot, dialogue scenes. Nobody's moving. The ground isn't shaking. There's no reason for the camera to be moving as much as it is. And it's a lot. It's a distracting amount. Now, McGann is so magnetic that you can still easily zero in on him and hold him, even as the frame keeps doing this. But it's a scene that there's no reason for the camera to be moving around like that. And what doesn't help is whenever they go to something that isn't the close-ups or the mediums for the shot, reverse shot of the dialogue, and they like cut back as, you know, to a different angle when he gets up, when he goes to see Cass's body and things like that. It's a completely locked off shot. Absolutely, like it's on a tripod or it's on it's something. No movement. Then it goes back to the close-up. Stop! Stop it! Oh, that's really irritating. That said, I'm making a slightly bigger deal out of it than might be actually warranted because it's pretty much the only complaint I have to register. You know, and also the fun thing to remember is that at the time this aired, it was the confirmation of where the War Doctor fell in the Doctor's continuity. Because the thing was, when the name of the Doctor aired and we had that reveal, John Hurt as the Doctor, we didn't know what that meant or where this fit into things. I limited how much speculation that I looked at the time. It seemed like most people were thinking that it was an early incarnation of the Doctor, possibly from before he took the name of the Doctor, and that was why the Matt Smith's Doctor was like, no, he's not the Doctor. So I know that was a common theory. My theory at the time was that he was actually a future incarnation of the Doctor, and I hinged that almost entirely on the line from Matt Smith in Name of the Doctor, you know, the name you choose is like a promise you make. He's the one who broke the promise. I'm like, well, he can't be from before the Doctor took on the name of the Doctor because you can't break a promise you haven't made yet. And if the name is the promise and he broke it, that means it has to happen later. So my assumption was that he was a future incarnation who, for whatever reason, possibly Time War related, the Doctor knew a future version of him was going to do something horrible. That was my assumption, and I was wrong. And this proved it. But it is kind of cool that this short actually has significance to the overall plot of what's going on in these last episodes of Matt Smith's run, because this placed the War Doctor, and we got the you know, it's a little bit faded, it's like in a reflection, but we got young John Hurt, which was cool. And this thing is just so, like, the script, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely brilliant, and the performance is mwah. It is spot on. Like, the other actors are fine, but like, this is McGann's show, and the performance is 100% exactly what it should be. He knows this part so well. The only thing that drags it down is the camera work, but it's so short. Like, that shouldn't put you off from watching it, or rewatching it, or rewatching it. When was the last time you watched it? Watch it again! It's so good. Night of the Doctor. What do you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something on down in the comments. Let's talk about it. And you know all the stuff to do. Like, share, subscribe, Patreon, etc., etc., etc. But you don't have to do any of it. Because at the end of the day, you're the council. I'm just running the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned.